Okay, welcome to the Plugin Hunt theme. This is a demonstration of the latest version 1.2, and it'll be a quick tour around the new features. So all the old features are still the same, so it's a website theme or website template that allows you to easily set up a website similar to Product Hunt. So I'm using the theme for plugins, so I'm using it to hunt down WordPress plugins because that's what we develop at Epic Plugins and Epic Themes, so it's useful to know of new plugins. But you can use the theme for any sort of content creation, so you could have it for, you could create a theme hunt where people are submitting you WordPress themes, and it'll be a similar sort of website. Or if you wanted to go completely different, you could call it travel hunt, and you could be having people submit you travel websites or travel deals. And then another angle would be eBay. You could say, I'm going to create an eBay hunt where it's people are submitting you the best auctions of the day and users are voting which ones they think are the best. So that's a little bit of background on the theme itself. If you've already picked up a copy before, you should hopefully notice that this top right hand corner has been refined, so the little plus icon is still the same. Post a new plugin, found something interesting, so you can edit all these in your options. The little drop down takes you to your profile page, where you'll be able to see that you've got various. These are everything that each user has posted. So I do most of the posting on this website, so it's all of the plugins come up under my profile. Your account, so this should give you a sneak preview of one of the new features, which is the Social Connect. So if you don't have a profile yet, and you click the plus button or you click any of your voting arrows, you'll be able to, it'll pop up and say you need to be logged in to do this, sign in using Twitter. So it's social connected now, so you should hopefully get more sign-ups because it's a little bit easier. People can just use their Twitter and then follow through the process that way. So that's a big addition for logged out users, is you'll be able to use Twitter. And the other addition is these three little dots for now, which is a navigation menu. So you can add whatever you want in here. These are just a couple of pages I've created. So that's all controlled via the admin panel. So if we have a look what I've created an about page. So this just tells you a little bit about the WordPress theme and what you can use it for. I'll expand on this over time. And then the changelog, which tells you what's new in version 1.2. And the biggest addition is collections. So I say watch the video here. This is the video that I'm making now, so I'll link all this up afterwards. So I've added collections which run from WordPress categories. So for each post that you've got, you can then go in and do a collection. And you say, well, if you want to add it to a collection, you create a category and then you assign it to that category. So it's just the same as you would with a normal WordPress post, but now it's built into special collections for this theme. I've added a modified Theme My Login, Nextend Connect. So it's using the Nextend Social Connect, but I've modified the Nextend Connect for Theme My Login because the Nextend Connect plugin, which is free from WordPress, on WordPress.org by Nextend, it doesn't work very well with Theme My Login. It's built to work with the standard WordPress login page, so I've just modified a couple of files in that and to keep you on like the front end view. I've added a new plugin called Featured Images for Categories, so that links in with collections, so we'll come back to that shortly. I've created a new category listing template, which is really quite cool. And that links in with the collections page template. So you're free to use a standard page for your collections, but it's difficult to get it displaying the way I've got it displaying, so I've created one for you. So it's best to just go and edit that in the theme directory. It's collections PHP if you want to change anything in that. I've added social share to the collection pages, so I'll show you that when I do a walk through the collections shortly. I've added popularity of collections, and then I've also added rotating sticky posts, and the MailChimp form is now an option. And then the final one was refining this little panel. So it's quite nice to be able to have menus on here so you can keep up to date. I'll add a frequently asked questions page if anyone's got any anything they want to ask, contact me the usual way, and I'll add it to an FAQ. So if we go back to the main page, so this is the little featured post, and that is controlled by, if we close that for now, I'll come back to it. So we've got Social Gallery Pro, and then it's just covered by feature this. So anything in your post list that you tick featured will randomly load in into here. So if you have 10 featured plugins, or 10 featured products, or 10 featured whatever you're featuring, then each time it will be a random pick. So it just keeps it mixed up. I've just got one running at the moment, so I'm just wanting to feature one of my own plugins, Social Gallery Pro. So again, it works the same way, and you see it isn't there to start with, but then it gradually loads in to get attention. So it's a really nice, powerful way to do a featured post. So that's that one. So the other additions, if you go to Appearance and Customize, so all the theme options are on here. So just the usual plugin hunt, and then I've added a general settings. So we've got use collections and then use MailChimp. So if we tick use MailChimp, then you get this, get the best new plugins, and so that is linked into this form action. So to get that form action, if you've got MailChimp, you go to embed forms in the settings, and then it will just be the action of that form, and just paste that in there. So it says action equals, just take the link, put in there, and it will link you through. So that's use MailChimp, so I'll leave that ticked because I want to leave that on. And then collections is the new feature, so if I tick that, you'll see collections appears. And collections URL is there, and I'll show you what that is shortly. Everything else is the same, so you can change your layout, you can change your colours, if you want slightly different theme colours, and then the new one, you got your navigation, so I've just got plugin hunt menu, which is the one here. So if we save and publish that, I'll then take you back and we'll have a quick look at the collections. So again, you see this is just the menu, and collections is the new feature where it's just WordPress categories, so you categorize your plugins. So if we go back to our post, close this, you'll see that what I've done, I've got only 2 categories at the moment, social media plugin and WooCommerce. So I've tagged this one as a social media plugin because it is. So then if we look at collections, it now brings you through to Plugin Hunt collections. So see all Plugin Hunt secret plugins into one place. So stop waiting for your perfect collection, it's all down here. So these are the 2 that I've created. I'm not displaying the uncategorized, and it's all controlled here. So you see these are the featured images, and so that's why we've added that new plugin, so you can have images on your categories, which makes it a little bit nicer. So this takes you home, and then collections takes you back here, and then this is just a link, so you can then head back, you can change that link in the collections.php, and then the other addition is the popularity. So overall you can see that this has 1 Facebook like and no tweets, and this one's had 1 of each, 1 and 1. So then if you have a look at, so both of these are the categories, so the URL's got at the bottom, but you've got this category social media, category WooCommerce. So if we have a click on that, it takes us to our category page, which has got, I've only added a couple of plugins in this one, and it's had a like, and then very similar to the other one, if you look at social media, again you've got social media plugins, and then the ones that have been added. So this is the best way to do collections, and the custom page template that I created here is a really nice way to lay them out. So you've got, it flags the first 5 categories as new, and then depending on how many you've got, it's just a nice little way. So I'll just show you how quickly to go about making a new one. So let me have a look what I might want want to make a category of. I'll tell you what I'll do. So I'll say epic plugins, and then this is plugins from epic plugins, the creators of the plugin front theme. See our collection of amazing plugins. So then upload and edit image. For this one I will go and I will use I'll just use my site logo. So then going back to the category, you say upload and edit image, and it's just the same way you do the usual media manager. So you've got epic plugins, choose image, and add new category. So now you see we've got epic plugins. It spills over a little bit there, but hopefully it will be okay there. So if we edit Social Gallery Pro, and then we'll say that's also an epic plugin, so we update that one. And then taking us back here, we should now get a new collection. Yep, there we go. So you've got epic plugins, and then popularity 0, because I've only just created it. I'll find a little bit better image as time goes on, because it's a little bit. You're best off picking sort of square images that fit here. Might look a bit better on this page. Yeah. So again, potentially a bit bigger square image, but then it's just bringing through that the plugin that I've just created and put into that category. So it is a really nice way to run your collections, and it keeps track of the popularity of how many likes and shares they've got. It's a really cool addition. So then going back home just takes you back home. So the collections, if we go back to here where you saw that I put it in the appearance and customize, you'll see that I did a collections URL there. So first was I wanted to use collections, and then secondly was what's the collection URL. So I'll just show you that page now. So we go to pages, and then if we just go to edit. So what I've done here is I've just created a collections page, it's blank, but then under template I've said collections page template, and this is a specific template that I've written for you. If you need to edit that, so if you want to edit any of the headings, so if you want to change plugin hunt collections, any of the text, or the link at the bottom, then you can do that in that collections.php. But this little loop of lists of categories is the best way, I think, to display your collections. It's quite a nice little way to do it, and if you choose a good image, you can get quite nice pages coming out, which are then easily liked and tweeted. So that's what the main feature of version 1.2 is, the collections. It's a really nice way to show everything, and as well as the refinements of building in this form and the stickies. So I believe that's everything that I've added. So again, just to make sure, go back to the changelog. And you see, so added collections, customized page template if you need to do that. Addition of a modified CMR login Next10 Connect, and then also the login with Twitter, which if I quickly log out, it should hopefully, so you can do it on the login page, but if you try and vote on anything, it will just say, hey there, please log in to do that, sign in with Twitter. Again, sign in, so then clicking sign in with Twitter brings you through, authorize the app, then it takes you back. It asks you for an email, so just put any email in there. Let's do my Gmail. I think I've already signed up with this. There you go, so now it's connected, and then you just got my profile. No post because I've only just logged in. But that's how easy the sign up is now. So this is a non-admin user. So again, they can look at everything, plug in collections, and go back home. And they've got the usual, they've got your account, and then they can, if you look at it, because this has been a social connect, it'll say you can unlink the account if you want, and it's created the same username as your Twitter handle, and then display name publicly as Epic Themes, so it's taken that from Twitter, because that's another Twitter handle that we run. So that's hopefully an all-in-out demonstration of the latest version. If you got any comments, you know what to do, and if you want to influence any future versions, then pick up a copy of the theme and let us know what you think. Cheers, guys.